Well, it's been a while since the last Matt's Mind. I want to see how long it's actually been. 3 weeks. Definitely not consistent at all. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Matt's Mind here on the channel. This is a series which you guys can ask me questions about really anything. All you have to do is comment your question down below to be featured in next week's episode. Of course, make sure you guys are subscribed. We're just going to jump right on into some of your juicy questions, at least from the past video. So let's go ahead and get started. First question comes from AC Air Conditioning. How do you feel about the rumor that Commander Cody got taken out of the Grievous Starfighter after the UCS gunship won? Well, I do remember when I read about the UCS gunship winning, the LEGO team said they'd be basing it off of episode 2. Now, obviously, we don't really see Commander Cody in episode 2 at all. I think we all know him from episode 3 and his phase 2 armor. So I don't think we'd be getting a Commander Cody in the UCS gunship, at least given that they said they're going to base it off of Attack of the Clones. So I'm not sure if that was the official reason. I don't know if LEGO maybe even never just wanted to put him in there since they already had 2 named characters in the Grievous Starfighter. But if that's true, if we're gonna get it in the UCS gunship, I'm okay with that. I mean, as long as we get a Cody at some point in the next, hopefully, year, I'd be happy. But I'm not sure if LEGO took it out of the Grievous Starfighter and put it in the gunship or whatever that may be. But hopefully we'll get one very soon. The next question comes from GC_claps. What sets have the best minifigures? Well, if you're talking about bang for your buck, honestly, it's got to be between battle packs or like the $30 one that we got for the 501st. I mean, this is $30, comes with 6 minifigures. You can also check out some of the other battle packs that LEGO has done where they're $15. You get 4 minifigures, which is great. Now, I know there are other bigger sets out there, such as like the Cloud City, the Death Stars that come with, 15, 20 minifigures and whatnot. I personally don't see the value in that. I think that's a little bit too much money for me personally. But if you're looking to get bang for your buck and I think get the most minifigures or build up your army, battle packs, these $30 ones are going to be probably your best bet if you had to personally ask me. Next question comes from Jawa. Do you think we'll ever get a Star Wars CMF series? What minifigures would you hope to see in it? I remember reading about something. There was some legal copyright issues or something like that. I think it involved Hasbro, and they have like a collectible line of figurines. And I think LEGO minifigures still technically fall under a figurine. So I don't think we're ever going to get them unless something changes with that. However, if we did, what would I like to see in it? Obviously, I'd like to see some older troopers maybe to get some throwbacks. Like, I think the first wave of the Star Wars CMF would be pretty normal, what we'd all expect. Darth Vader, Princess Leia, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, maybe a Stormtrooper, maybe a Scarab Trooper, clone troopers, all that kind of stuff. I feel like we get a bunch of sort of normal, maybe not too desired characters, but if we had to do one where it was the most desired in the entire wave, what would be one per box of 60, I would assume it'd be something with a named character that we have not gotten. I'm not too sure what that would be, but I think the Star Wars CMF series is a great idea. I don't know or think it will ever become a real thing, like I said, because of the copyright or whatever's going on, but that would be cool. Next question comes from Ethan Wilson. Do you buy LEGO sets to resell sometimes? If so, do you plan on buying LEGO sets from Target and Walmart right now at the end of the summer clearances? I personally found a Slave 1 for $30. Damn, that's a great price. Awesome, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've always been very vocally against scalpers who, in the first wave, when new sets are first announced and they first come out, who buy hundreds and 200s of quantities and automatically resell them. I don't have a problem with people buying LEGO to resell. I think it's a great investment. It's a safe investment for anybody looking to sort of get into that realm. I do it all the time. I'd say I make a good portion of my income from reselling LEGO. So yes, absolutely. I actually have picked up a whole bunch of sets, hidden side mostly, some Overwatch stuff. I did a haul video about that a couple of weeks ago. I know this video was 3 weeks ago as well. But yeah, to answer your question in short, I've been going to Walmart's, getting 50, 60, 70% off clearance. These are sets I'll hold on to for maybe 2-3 years, then sell them down the road unless something insane happens and they go up in price super fast. But yes, I do get LEGO sets to resell. I think everybody, if you have the money and you want to invest and help grow your income, then absolutely. Next question comes from Bricktorian. In the beginning, when you started YouTube, what kept you motivated to keep posting even if nobody was watching? That's a great question, especially when you consider my live streams. When I first started, maybe 6 months or so into live streaming, I think all of my live streams had 3 or 4 people, which is obviously pales in comparison now, which I'm incredibly thankful for. But what kind of kept me going was just, honestly, as corny as it sounds, just my pure enjoyment of making content. I sort of got the idea that I really didn't care about numbers too much because I feel like every time I look at a number, I get discouraged. So I just turned off the view count for myself. I minimized the tab and just streamed like I was in front of 1 million people. And that's sort of what my mindset was when I first started out. And then now, of course, I'm really thankful to have a lot of you guys who join in for the streams, join in for videos. If you're getting discouraged, nobody's watching, just know that you will only grow if you continue. If you stop, you're not going to continue to grow, right? Makes sense. So the only thing that will help you in your situation is to keep streaming, keep making videos, and that should be your primary motivator. The next question comes from Alex the Man. Matt, is it a good idea to buy and hold the summer sets? I bought the ATAP, Skywalker, Starfighter, and others. Well, I mean, I think so. I think they're going to be retiring at some point this year because they are a little bit older at this point. So if you're okay with setting the money aside in the beginning, investing in it, maybe holding on to it until the end of the year or end of next year, selling it, I think it's an absolutely great idea. Definitely if you find it for clearance or on sale or something like that. But I say go for it. Next question comes from Christopher Lannon. I'm 17. I'm almost in college. Where should I store my Lego Star Wars collection? Possibly a storage unit or keep it in my parents' house until I come back from college. Well, I mean, storage units cost money if you're renting a storage unit by yourself. If you have one for your family, I'd say why not? Just go ahead and put it in there. But I'd say just in your parents' house. I don't think it's an issue. Maybe just condense it into a few larger bins. If you have an attic or a basement, put it there. I would definitely store it not in boxes because you never know what happens. Maybe your basement could flood like mine has in the past. So definitely invest in like the bigger plastic containers that'll keep all your stuff safe. Nothing's gonna get damaged, but I think either of those work just fine. It really just depends on what works best for you. Next question comes from Tuscan Productions. Matt, what's your prediction for David's next MOC? Also love your content, keep it up. So I kind of have an idea of what direction David's going in. Obviously that's not my place to reveal that here on the channel. What I personally would like to see David do, I'd like to see him do something original trilogy. I mean, he just came off of Mandalore. Before that was Crate, which was a sequel, and then I guess he did Scarif before that. But I want to see something from episodes 4, 5, and 6 from David. I think that'd be great. Although we all know he's a prequel kid. He loves prequels. Episode 3 is probably his favorite movie ever, or second favorite. So we might see more Clone Wars stuff, which I'm okay with. But I'd love to see him go back to the original trilogy. Next question comes from Tulio Studio. What sets would you recommend that come with Clone Troopers for a good price? Next question comes from Commander Rex. Matt, do you think that Clone Army Customs and minifigs for you are too expensive? I don't, but I want your opinion. I think yes. I think they are very expensive. I've had the pleasure of working with Minifigs for You in a sponsorship. I'm actually working with Clone Army Customs for sponsored videos for Beyond the Brick. So I've had the opportunity to have them for a significant amount of time, you know, use them. To be honest, coming from an army builder, I like to consider myself, you know, a MOC/army builder. I'd rather spend $30 on this than get $30 and one custom printed minifigure. So to answer your question, it's really subjective. For example, the Bad Batch minifigures are, what, $135 from Minifigs for You. I think that's too expensive. However, you would be surprised at how much it actually costs to make those minifigures. So to answer your question in short, it's really up to you. It's how bad do you want the minifigure? If you have the money, are you willing to spend it on that? I guess that kind of answers it. Personally, I'm not really big on buying custom minifigures unless they're really cool, like a Borat minifigure or like something like fun and cool like that. But again, I'd rather spend $30 getting 4 of the 501st Clone Troopers than getting 1 of a custom printed. Question comes from Roanoke. I'm sure you'll go over this in the first episode of Endor, but I figured I'd ask if you'll be creating your own designs for the vehicles, whether you'll be using other designs. Also to touch on the Utapau, me and H2 Brick have been half joking, half realistically talking about setting up a collab for Brick World. I'm sure if you were part of it, then the accountability to actually do it would go up. Well, I don't know about the collab. Send me a DM. I'll be sure to just sort of look into that. But to answer your question about Endor, yeah, vehicles, I'm not a vehicle designer. I'm not talented enough to do vehicles, and I'm honestly okay with that. I'm going to really work hard to do my own terrain designs and structure designs. But vehicles, ATST, speeders, AT-AT, anything like that will definitely be others' designs. There's a couple of ones I'm looking at right now. Of course, when I know information about that, when the series starts, hopefully next month, I'll let you know more about that in the first episode. The last question for today comes from Brick Pigeon. What do you think was told better about what Order 66 is? Revenge of the Sith or Clone Wars Season 7? This is a great question. In short, Clone Wars. I felt more attached to Ahsoka, to Rex, than I ever had to Anakin and Obi-Wan in the prequel trilogy. And for that reason, I think there was more emotional value in the events and what unfolded in the Clone Wars Season 7. Obviously, seeing in Episode 3 all the Jedi unfortunately meet their end and all that kind of stuff is very sad. There's no doubt about that. I just didn't feel this attachment went to Anakin or to any really of the main characters in the prequels. But if, for instance, in the Clone Wars, we have, what is it, 6 seasons of getting to know Rex. The show humanizes the clones, it humanizes Rex, which is great. Of course, we see Ahsoka go through all of her training when she eventually leaves the Order and comes back. So I think that the Clone Wars definitely did a better job telling the story of Order 66 and definitely hit my mark personally. I've said this a couple of times before. I think I just enjoyed seeing Order 66 for what it was meant to be. The emotional climax and just everything about it in the Clone Wars for me was what I wanted to see in the movies, but it just wasn't there. So that's a great question to end it. Thank you so much for that. I like that question. I love talking about Clone Wars and Order 66, but thank you guys for watching today's episode of Matt's Mind. I hope you all enjoyed, guys. Again, if you want to have your question featured in next week's episode, comment down below and drop a like and subscribe for more stuff coming up very, very soon. At some point this week, I will be live streaming building my army of these guys, so again, stay tuned for that as well with the bell icon on. And that's all we got for today, guys. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you later. Take it easy. Peace.